Good morning, YouTube. Welcome to JavaFX. It's already passing 1 p.m., but it's morning to me. I just get up. Last night I went to bed very late. I was like, so excited about the very first video I posted on YouTube. Yeah, even though it's just a baby step, but for me, I already feel like, oh man, I'm halfway to success. All right, that's just me. This is the episode number 3. We are going to testing out the JavaFX SDK, making sure the JavaFX thing can work with our almighty IntelliJ editor. They can work with each other and make a lot of amazing things happen. All right, let's get right into it. Okay, let's start. First of all, please go to the documentation URL I posted in the description section. It should be same as this one. Just copy paste it and open our browser. Paste in the URL. You should see something like this. In this episode is number 3. Just go to this folder, but I'm gonna recommend you download it to your local and open up all the files. So for some reason, Google Drive doesn't allow me to render this HTML file as a page. So if you open it here, it's gonna look like all those raw HTML stuff. And it's kind of hard to read. Just download it, open it in your local. Don't be afraid. Nothing else. No junk in it. It's pure the notes, something like this. Yeah, if you open it in your browser, then it will be well formatted instead of looking at the raw stuff. All right. So let's go back to IntelliJ. This is where we left from last time. So for now, I'm gonna make a new line, make some space, and copy paste all the testing code we are going to need. It's about from here all the way to override. Copy paste it, and right after you copy paste it, you can see a lot of characters in red. In red, in IntelliJ, it means something wrong, something is missing, or we got look into it. So once you hover your mouse over this red color thing, you will see some tips. Say cannot solve simple stage, create a type parameter or something. But for now, we wouldn't click on it because we know these are all the JavaFX stuff. The reason why it's red, it means we haven't add or we haven't tell IntelliJ where the JavaFX libraries is, right? So now we're going to fix this problem. In my journey, I want to show you all these kind of like arrows or whatever, and then we will just fix them. I think in this way it will be a more making more sense, right? Okay, now we are going to edit. Just to make sure you are selecting our project JavaFX season 1 inside of it or whatever, it doesn't matter, but we gotta make sure this one is the one selected. Go to top left corner, looking for project structure, and then on your end, most likely the project will be selected by default. No big deal, just looking for the libraries, and then click on this little plus sign, choose Java, and then remember we created a very root from episode 2, right? It's called Java, and then just looking for the Java folder you created on your end, and then looking for the subfolder called lab, right? This is designed to holding all those libraries we are going to need. Under the lab, we are looking for JavaFX SDK, right? Open it and looking for the lab again. You got to choose the lab under JavaFX. This is very important. The upper level lab won't work. Yeah, just click on this one, say OK. IntelliJ will say, oh, all right, I'm adding this lab to our project. Everything looks OK. Click on it. So now we are having an entry in this kind of list, right? When you click on it, it will show, all right, this library is, Java lab, JavaFX, and lab. This is kind of the path of this library. Up to this moment, IntelliJ knows where to find our JavaFX stuff. And then I'm gonna click on apply. Say OK to close the window. All right. So now we are fixing all those red. Just hover your mouse over this red color thing. So now we get a import class instead of create whatever the parameter thing we saw before. So now we just click on it, import class. What it's doing is just adding a line on top of this file. It's more like a decoration telling Java or IntelliJ, say, you know, go there to find whatever we need. All right. So now if you see this kind of import whatever class, it means, yeah, the last like step, no mistake. Everything works as expected. So now we are going to fix this loader thing. Hover your mouse over it. The tip will pop up and say import class. And you see, it added one more line, and this URL thing, just import it again. Yeah, it's adding this line, and same as this scene object, import it, and then there's a parent. Sorry about the noise. Sorry about the noise. It's my cat. Import class again. We have all of this. So now everything looks okay, but we have another red down there. It's launch. Why this one, it doesn't say, you know, import whatever stuff? Because we're missing something over here on the very top, you know, for our JavaFX Season 1 class. The thing is over here. I made it a little bigger in my notes. Just copy paste it here. And then we see a red. We're going to fix it again, import class. Now we have two options. One is JavaFX. The other one is a com.sun something. I have no idea what it is, but for our purpose in this journey, we're going to choose the first one, JavaFX. This one is very important. Don't choose this one. I have no idea what's going to happen. All right. Click on this one. Okay. Looks like we all fixing the red color beside one of this. Just take a look at this one. It's kind of public static void main, right? And we have another one which was created from episode 2. It's kind of a Java thing, you know. Inside of the a class or a object, we cannot have the same name, especially the main, you know, happens twice. So for our purpose, we're gonna erase the first one we created in previous episode. All right, so now everything looks okay, but just yeah, it's only you know, under 10 minutes. I'm gonna talk about something like this. You may curious about, you know, what these are. It's quite simple. I have a note in my dashboard. It's kind of the JavaFX hierarchy thing. It's top-down view. This is more like, you know, how JavaFX constructs all the stuff. So this is top-down view. The first one is a launcher. Launcher, just imagine, is kind of switched to turn on something, right? And then we need to tell the launcher what to turn on. And then we have the stage. Just imagine the stage is kind of, you know, a big pile of wood, lift up the floor in front of some people, and then we're gonna perform like something on the stage, right? Make sense, right? And also we have a scene. A scene is more like all right, let me put it this way. Stage is more like a wood frame. You know, it's kind of the art we hung up on the walls to decorate our rooms, right? So the stage is more like the wood frame, all right? And the scene is more like a kind of the canvas, you know, a big white paper we put around this wood frame. And then we have a kind of a place we can draw something, right? And then the FXML loader is more like kind of a loader to load whatever stuff we want to draw on this canvas, right? And the XML file is the details. It's more like we want to draw a charming prince and a sunshine princess, right? Yeah, we're gonna draw them inside of this file, and then the loader will load the file to tell the scene and the stage what it's going to present it on this kind of canvas or frame. Make sense? I hope it's not causing further confusion. All right, so this is the hierarchy. But when we construct all of this, we gotta do it in the backward, right? We need to have something to draw and then load those things into the scene, and then attach the scene or put the scene on top of the stage, and then we launch it. So then people can watch. All right. So, well, once we looking at the code, is more like here we are creating a loader, create a new instance of it, and then we are going to create a file, something like this. And then we're gonna convert this file into a URL path. And then we're gonna tell our loader, go to this path to load, the charming prince and the sunshine princess. All right. And then we're gonna attach the loader into a object. It's called a root. The root is more like, another layer of container to contain whatever the loader is load, right? And then we create a new instance of scene. We're gonna attach the loader thing into the scene and typecast it to a parent. It's just the JavaFX kind of terminology or layers. It's just And then we're gonna create a new instance of the stage, and we're gonna set the scene to the stage, and then we add some title. And then we're gonna say stage.show. So it's more like, okay, let's just make it happen. But on top of this, we're gonna use a command or a method to actually turn it on. It's more like a switch. Yeah. Okay, and the main is more like the default one. Whenever a Java program runs, it's always looking for main at the first. So this is more like the entry point, and in the entry point, we turn on the switch. And this launch actually is calls this start thing behind the screen. And then the whole thing will work. Okay, so for now, we are still missing a component, which is the fxml file. Okay, yeah, we're gonna create a folder and the source. We're always working in the source src. We're gonna create a folder, but in Java world, people call it a package. But for me, it just looks like a folder. We're gonna call it JavaFX. All right, hit enter. We create this folder, and then we're gonna say new, a file. This time is a file. The file I'm gonna name it same as our project name, like JavaFX season1.xml. This kind of file extension is kind of JavaFX thing. Just hit enter to create a file. So now we have a blank file. Remember we installed a tool called SceneBuilder in episode 2, right? So now we are going to open this file through SceneBuilder. So just right click on it, looking for open in SceneBuilder. Click on it. Okay. In case it is kind of the IntelliJ is asking for, all right, you are using the SceneBuilder. Where is it? Right? We haven't set it up. For now, we can cancel it. To find where you install your SceneBuilder is quite easy. Just go to your start menu, looking for this icon, right click on it, and say open file location. If you are on Windows 10, it should be look similar. Just open this file. So now it's kind of taking us to the shortcut, right? And now just click on it and say properties. Here is the thing we need. All right. You'll probably install it in a different place, but it's okay. It's kind of depends on when you run that installer. If you change the path, then it will be there. Otherwise, you're gonna go to the default one, like programmed files or whatever, right? But it doesn't really matter. Just copy paste this path. We're gonna say cancel it and close this window. It's fine. And then we go to the top left corner, files. This time we are looking for settings. All right. Last time was the project structure. Now it's settings. In settings, I guess on your end you may end up here. The first option was selected by default, but no big deal. Just looking for the build execution stuff. Oh, not this one. Language and framework. Okay, language and frameworks. Looking for JavaFX. And here you will have a kind of a box, say path to SceneBuilder. We're gonna paste in whatever copied from that, previous window. Say it's more like, okay, we are telling IntelliJ, here is the SceneBuilder tool, right? Just put it in there, click on apply, click on OK. So now we have complete the process to link the IntelliJ and SceneBuilder. They are two independent tools. So this is the way how to make them, talk to each other. All right, so now we are going to say, come back to this fxml file, right click on it, open in SceneBuilder. Okay, the SceneBuilder will launch. It looks like this. On your end, the background color may look different, but no big deal. Probably it's caused by Windows 11 kind of color theme or whatever. So for now, we have the SceneBuilder. But we don't have like anything. For now, just choose the anchor pane and drag it, something like this. Click, hold, and drag, and release the mouse button. You will have a little window, something like this. So for now, I'm gonna looking for a controls, looking for label. I'm just lazy to find it myself. Click and drag. Sometimes it doesn't work. And for this label, you can double click on it to change the word inside of it, or you can go to this part label. We can say welcome to journey FX. Yeah, something like this. Okay, so now we have this window thing, and we gonna Control S to save it. All right, so once we go back to our JavaFX season 1.fxml, we should see something like this. All right, so now it means our file is in place. Let's try to run it. I hope it works. For this part, we gotta change the to the file name, JavaFX season 1. Right, everything is in place. Let's run it. See if we encounter some errors. To run it, it's quite simple. Just click on this button, looking for the main. Click on it, run it. And take a little while for the first time. Oh, the runtime component is missing. All right, we're gonna fix it. No big deal. Just opened up my my notes. You see, I have a VM options, right? I have 2 lines. For now, we're gonna use the first one. The difference is this part, JavaFX.web. This one will be needed in a little bit, but for now we just use this one. I want to show you we get error and how to fix it. All right, I think this part is pretty important. It's kind of my experience. Okay, so we're just gonna copy the whole line, copy it, go back to IntelliJ. So for now, we're gonna config one more thing for this JavaFX stuff. So go to the top right corner, looking for something like this. When you hover your mouse over it, it will say select run or debug configuration. It's more like the configuration to tell IntelliJ how to run this JavaFX thing. And if there is something else required, then we're gonna do it in this configuration. Make sense? But don't worry about it. It's kind of a one-time like setup thing. Once we, make it work, we won't touch them throughout the whole season. So now we're gonna choose the edit configurations. So now you see this window. On the left-hand side, we have application, making sure our JavaFX season 1 project is selected, and then move to the right-hand side. You may not see that VM option stuff. No big deal. Click on this modify options, click on it, and looking for the VM options, right? Add VM option. VM stands for virtual machine. and then we have this option. Then we're gonna just copy paste in this part. Take a closer look of what this is. You see it's kind of a Java, which is our very root. And then we have the lab, and then we have the JavaFX SDK, and then the lab. This one is kind of as same as the one we do in that project structure window. We tell IntelliJ where to find those JavaFX libraries, right? But over here, we gotta tell the virtual machine. Just imagine the virtual machine is the engine of Java, right? Yeah, just to tell, we need to tell the last step we tell IntelliJ, but now we are actually talking to the Java engine. All right, that's why we need to do this at 2 parts. So on your end, you got to replace this colon thing into your very root Java folder. Okay, from like Java all the way to the end should be the same, but this part you got to change it into the one you are using. All right, in my case, I'm using it in the E drive root, so I'm gonna be leave it like this. But on your end, make sure this part is properly replaced. This is very important. After you paste in this whole thing, it's quite simple. Click on apply, and then OK. So now we finish all the configuration, I guess. We will see. So now we're gonna run this thing again. Click on the little green button beside main. Run it. Voila, it works. All right. If you end up seeing a window like this with a lovely title and say, Journey JavaFX, dashboard, whatever, and with this welcome to Journey JavaFX kind of a label on the window, it means everything is set up. We are ready to go. All right. We made a big milestone. So from next episode, we are going to really working on those fancy stuff. We are going to adding that charming prince and sunshine princess. All right. See you in the next one. Thank you.